Leadership is a lifetime purpose and action driven mindset, not a designation. Right? I'm talking about this because the day a person gets into a management course, they have a desire or dream that I will have hundreds of people, thousands of people working under me or working for me, right? There is nothing bad in having this desire. You must have this desire, right? You must have this dream. But before you have it, or along with this dream, you should have this mindset that leadership is not a designation. It's a mindset. And this mindset is not a one-day mindset. It is a lifelong mindset. And what kind of mindset it is? It is an action-driven mindset. Right? So after your course, you might get a job offer where hundreds of or thousands of people or even few people might not be working under you. You yourself will be an individual contributor. There is no working under me or working under you, right? So it doesn't mean you are not a leader, right? Every leader starts his journey without a title. Nobody, right? Even Mahatma Gandhi, who is called father of the nation as of today, when he came to India and started the freedom fight for India from the clutches of British, he was not given this designation first. He went through a very tough and rigorous journey of 25 to 30 years, and after that he was given this title, this leadership title, that is father of the nation, right? So I was saying that after completion of your management course, you might get a job where even a single person might not be working under you. You will be an individual contributor. So you need to start your journey without a leadership title, right? Because as I said, the leadership is not a designation. It is not a title. It's a mindset, right? Today, I am Senior Director, Cloud Operations for Infogain. Even if I lose this title, I have a mindset, right? I will practice certain thing and go and earn that title back again somewhere else, maybe within Infogain itself, maybe a bigger than this one, right? So this is very, very important. Have this thing in mind. So how you need to develop this kind of mindset? First, you need to understand what is expected out of you. Whether you do your own business, you understand what is expected out of you and deliver more than 100%. Even if you work for someone, understand what is expected out of you, what goals and objectives you are supposed to achieve, and go for it. Second, always keep yourself fully updated. Updated of what? Updated of your domain, the domain you belong to, the domain you are doing your job, the domain you are doing your business. Keep yourself updated. What is happening in that domain? What new technology is coming? What new best practices being followed? What are the standards that requires to be followed in that domain? Who are the big players? Where your company stands against those big players? Keep yourself fully updated. Third one is initiative, ownership and accountability. I call it the golden rule of success. Few people must be from commerce background, right? They know the golden rule of commerce, right? So this is the golden rule of success: initiative, ownership and accountability. What do I mean by it? Wherever you are in your own business or working for someone else's business, do take initiatives. Initiate things to make something better. Take initiatives, right? Because if you are somewhere, you are the best person to know that how can I make these things better, right? We are sitting in this room. If you can close your eyes, deep dive and brainstorm within yourself, you will come up with 4 or 5 ideas that how I can make this room better, right? Similarly, you need to come up with some of the initiatives to make things better. Once you come up with that initiative, own it. While working with my colleagues and other people, I see that there are a bunch of people who are good initiators. We call them whistleblowers. They say that, okay, go, hey, we need to improve here, 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 and there. But they don't own it. One morning they will talk about initiative, the other morning they forgets about it. Right? This is not a good thing. Once you initiated, own it. And own it till the completion. Last one is accountability. Once you initiated, you owned, and you worked upon it, you completed it. Own, be accountable for the same. Whether the initiative fails, you are accountable. If it is successful, you are accountable. Here again, two kind of people we find in business world. If the initiative is successful or gets success, there are thousands of people to be accountable for that. That, hey, I also contributed. But when something fails, there is no one to take the accountability. So this thing is, because if you do not take your, if you do not hold yourself accountable for something, you are never going to learn. Whenever you will fail, you will hold someone else accountable for the same, that I failed because of that person, this person, and all that. Right? Be a team player. Right? Never ever think that individually I will be achieving everything. Be a team player. Always take your team together with yourself. Disconnect from negative talk. Right? Whenever you will be joining an organization, there will be lots and lots of, because negative talks going on, right? Because every place has two aspects, some good aspects, and definitely there are certain bad aspects. It depends on you that which aspect you are focusing on, right? If I talk about my own career, back in 2008, I joined an organization where things were quite restricted. And that is usually the case when you work with a Europe-based organization, because their things are very regulated. That this is your job, you are supposed to be confined to that only. You can't think beyond that, right? They are very process-wise, they are very restricted people. So prior to joining that organization, I used to do a lot of technical work. But when I joined that organization, I realized that my technical scope was kind of reduced. I was having two options: to get frustrated and go for another job, to have a job change, because I was a software development person, right? I was an IT professional, and my technicality was getting reduced over there. But what I realized, that the organization was spending lots and lots of money for training and development of the employees, right? You just need to choose for the training that you want. And it was approved. This was the case. So I made good use of this particular facility of the organization, and I attended lots and lots of training. Today, I am heading the cloud business of Infogain, and I attended the cloud training back in 2009. Those days, I believe I am ready to take a challenge. Hardly 1% IT professional of the world were knowing that cloud is going to be the future, or there is something called cloud as a technology exists in IT domain. So cloud was quite in an early domain. This was one of the advantages. Second, I attended lots and lots of management course. And as a result, I got into management role, right? So I was kind of at an organization. So how I defined defined that organization, it was totally dependent on me. I could have defined it in a different way, and I could have switched on my job to another employer, right? So at every place there are two aspects, positive aspect and negative aspect. You need to identify which aspect is having more weight, and you need to go along with that. Second last one is inter-team and intra-team communication. Communication is very important, right? Don't keep yourself limited to the team that you belong to. Go ahead and talk to everybody across the organization, right? Because communication is key to success. The more you will communicate, the more you will know that what opportunities lies on the other side of the wall. Last one is maintain relationship with majority of the colleagues. I know you cannot be goody-goody with everyone, right? There are some black ships everywhere, right? But with majority of the colleague, you need to maintain good relationship, right? And if you are unable to do so, that means the problem is not with majority of the people, the problem is with you, right? So these things you need to develop in yourself. If you have developed or develop in next 2 years, you are a leader. You don't need to have a designation. And if you are doing your job with all these qualities, whether you are running your own business or working for someone else's business, designation will travel to you. Designation, a fancy designation or title or leadership title will walk up to you, right? Moving further.